Greetings, my name is Brandon Grimmett and I serve as the Associate Provost for Career and Professional Development at Loyola Marymount University. Very excited to explain to you the ways we'll be working with your student from their first moments on campus throughout their time at LMU. And we'll be explaining a little bit more about our people, our process, how we engage students, and the kinds of outcomes that you can expect as a parent or family member of your LMU student. Career and Professional Development is located in Von der Aa Building in Suite 135, and we are a full-service career center that helps students from their first year all the way through graduation, located on the first floor right across from Study Abroad. When we think about the kinds of ways students interact with us, we know that the majority of students are concerned about what comes after college. 85% of first-year college students say to be able to get a better job is a very important reason for them to go to college. And so we're in many ways responding to the kinds of needs and interests of the students that come to LMU, not just at our institution, but students across the country. So as we get into career and professional development, we want to make sure you know exactly who we are and how you can tap into our office both as a family member or parent, but also for the students that are with you. We're a team of 14 professionals that work here in the Von der Aa building. And we comprise of a various arrangement of industries and partnerships across campus. The leadership is composed of myself along with our Director of Industry Partnerships, Director of Professional Development, Director of Campus Partnerships, and Operations Manager. And we essentially oversee the strategic vision of the office to ensure that students have every opportunity to be successful both here in college but also after they've graduated. Our career education and coaching team is comprised of career coaches for every school and college, including within our graduate programs, but also within alumni engagement, engineering, science, and technology professions, health professions, business, creative fields, and also our business professions. So as a student or as a parent working with our office, it's important to understand which of the staff members will be most engaging with your student. And the easiest way to think about it is to decide what areas of focus you might want to go into as a student and to tap into the coaching appointments available for those individuals. Career and Professional Development has over 100 events per year, and those are managed by our team under marketing, events, and operations. And those are many of the events where our students are capturing a lot of the important knowledge that they're going to need to understand how to navigate internships and full-time work after college. In addition to the full-time staff, we also have a dedicated team of peer advisors that are ranging from sophomore students through graduate students. And peer advisors assist in a range of opportunities, including helping students prepare for different recruitment events on campus, helping them to understand how to build skills and networks within different professions or industries. Some unique aspects of what they're able to do as well include reviewing students' LinkedIn profiles so that they can put their best foot forward in online branding and networking, and also helping students prepare for interviews. We're really proud of our peer advisors. They go through 16 hours of training right before college starts in the fall, and they conduct themselves over 1,500 appointments individually with students. The unique aspect of the peer advisor program is that they're available Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and no appointment is necessary. So students can schedule appointments with our full-time staff, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But anytime a student wants to walk in 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, they can meet with a peer advisor. So how will we work with your student? The most important thing to note is that we will be sending out a request for all incoming first year and transfer students to take what's called Strengthsquest for Students. And this is a first year assessment developed by the Gallup company that helps students understand their awareness of personal strengths and how to capitalize on them. Every student will complete the assessment, and so be on the lookout for this email that we'll be sending out over the summer. And it will conclude with a report that is delivered to them immediately upon completion of the assessment that highlights the top talent themes, action items for development, and recommendations for academic, career, and personal success. Each of their results will be reviewed with a career coach during orientation in August. And so we encourage every student to take this important assessment as we know that leading with one's strengths is one of the most important elements, both of succeeding in college, but also in the workplace. As I go back and talk about how to engage with our office, it's really important to note a tool that we use called Handshake. Handshake is an online job platform that allows students from LMU to view thousands of job and internship postings throughout their time at college. The most important thing to note about Handshake is that it's a system that allows for job postings delivered by employers that are specifically looking to recruit LMU students for internships and jobs. So as an office, we do not go out looking for jobs to post on the behalf of employers. These are actual employers that are coming to post jobs on their own. It's the easiest way to find internships and jobs, again, because each of those employers is recruiting specifically for an LMU graduate or student. Students can also show off their best selves to employers through Handshake by uploading their resume, filling out their profile, activating their account, and also filling out their career interests. And there's also specialized experiences through Handshake. You can upload your information around internships that you're completing, and students are also able to message one another about different insights that they're gaining throughout the recruitment process. Most importantly, Handshake is also the tool where students can schedule appointments with one of our 7 career coaches. So when students log into Handshake and they click on their career center, they're able to see the different coaches' availability within the system. So that is where they're able to make appointments with our staff and meet with our professionals. During the first week of class, we will have an event called the Handshake Kickoff event. This will be the opportunity where you will have, as a student, availability to meet with employers, to get free lunch, to activate your Handshake account, and to engage with members of our team and staff to ask any questions that you might have about our office and structure. So I'd encourage you to remind your students to attend any of the first week's events around the Handshake Kickoff event. Our website also provides a lot of important resources for families and parents, and we've made it extremely simple for students and families to understand how to navigate the resources within CPD. And so as a first-year student or as a transfer student, you're able to see the different areas of engagement. And as you click on first year, sophomore, junior, and senior, you'll be able to see exactly what it is that we expect students to be doing around supporting their own career development. Additional to Handshake and to our website, we also have a system called VMock, which is a virtual resume review tool. So one of the first things we encourage students to do is to visit VMock, to download their resume, and within 60 seconds or less, they will receive customized feedback about the resume and its fit within a certain industry, whether it's marketing and advertising or STEM and engineering fields. So in addition to filling out our Handshake profile, we also encourage students to upload their very first resume onto VMock. And this is a great first step to transition the resume from a high school resume to a college resume. One of the innovations behind VMock and the partnership we have with the company is that it was featured as a cutting-edge tool and resource in the New York Times recently. And so as a parent of a student attending LMU, you can be assured that many of the resources and much of the technology that we're providing to students around career development is cutting edge and really first in class for all students across the country. We also engage students in a variety of different events that we have throughout the year. And this is actually a photo from our event for sophomore and transfer students called Vocare. So even though this is not happening until sophomore year, we want all parents of students to know about this event because it's a great way for students to learn a little bit more, capitalize on their first year of college, and take a step off campus to engage with other sophomores and transfer students, young alumni leaders, upper class student leaders, and also to hear from faculty and staff leaders. We know that the majority of students that attend this retreat find it to be a valuable experience, and 91% of students feel less anxious about their future as a result of attending Vocare. And so nothing to think about or worry too much about in the first year, but as a parent or as a family member, want you to be sure that you know this is an opportunity to encourage your student to attend starting in their second year. We also engage students as early as their first year in a range of signature events that our office provides in collaboration with all the schools and colleges. This happens to be a photo taken a couple years ago, featuring one of our alums who's an actor on Modern Family, talking to a group of students interested in working in creative professions. So every school and college will have a series of these events happening in the fall and in spring, and we encourage students to read their emails, to check Handshake, to speak with members of our team, to find out how they can attend these events, the dates, and also the kinds of alumni that will be attending. And one of the most important things to note about these events is that they're able to meet with professionals working in their fields of interest to make connections with those professionals, which will eventually lead to internship and job offers. So the more connections students are able to make the earlier in the process, the better. In addition to on-campus opportunities to engage with employers and alumni, we also take students off campus to cities like San Francisco, visiting companies such as Square, Google, Tesla, Facebook, and Airbnb. Also locally working here with companies in the entertainment industry. In Playa Vista, Silicon Beach, looking at tech and startup companies. Sacramento, we've traveled to in order to expose students to sports management and marketing opportunities. The nation's capital in Washington, D.C., where we've looked at careers in defense and aerospace and security, and also in foundation work. Performing arts here locally in Los Angeles, and also in New York City to look at a range of industries. These programs are known as career treks, and students are able to travel to these cities to meet with alumni in each of these locations. And soon we will also be traveling to Seattle and also to Hong Kong as additional locations where we take students. One of the most important things about these treks is that it's a way for students to augment their learning about the kinds of opportunities available to them. With over 60,000 alumni working and living around the world, we want to make sure that students are able to tap into the LMU network no matter where they live. And we know many of our students who come to LMU are interested in working outside of Los Angeles, or perhaps working for a company that has a Los Angeles presence. One highlight of our recent trek to New York City includes a backstage tour at Hamilton, the musical on Broadway, where the assistant stage manager is one of our alums. So there's amazing experiences that we provide to students both locally here on campus, but also further afield. As I mentioned before, we've also traveled as far as China, and recently we came back from a career trek to Beijing, where we visited KPMG, Google, and other startup companies within China. We look forward to future treks in Hong Kong as well. So where do students land? All of this activity is really geared toward and aimed for helping students land a positive outcome when they graduate from LMU. And the students that have the highest likelihood of achieving those outcomes are ones that start as soon as their freshman year. So we encourage everyone to speak to their student and their family member about engaging with CPD early and often. For those of you interested in the outcomes of an LMU education, you can visit outcomes.lmu.edu to see exactly where our students are employed or going to graduate school, the kinds of employers that have recruited and hired our students in the past 4 years, as well as the average salaries that our students are achieving. This website is highly customizable, and you can sort it by the different graduating years and also by the schools and colleges. So if your student is interested in careers in the business profession or in film and television professions, they can sort that page by the different outcomes that they can see within those colleges, and also take a look at the past 4 graduation years. Additionally, we know that our outcomes are quite powerful, and so just to share with you some examples of where our students are going, here's an example of some of the companies that have recently hired our students within the School of Film and Television. Similarly, here are the outcomes of some of our students who graduated with degrees from the Seaver College of Science and Engineering. Sample outcomes from students who graduated from the College of Communication and Fine Arts. Some of the employers that have hired our students within the business school, College of Business Administration. And finally, graduates of our Bellarmine College of Liberal Arts. So as you can see here, this represents a wide variety of industries and disciplines and fields, and we know that an LMU education can really land a student anywhere. And again, the earlier the student starts working with our office, the more likely it is that they'll have a positive outcome at a company such as these. So just to get a little bit more detailed, here are the positive outcomes of our students from each of the different schools and colleges. And as you can see, the vast majority of our students are either working or in graduate school. And so as you think about the student that is coming to LMU and how you might support them, some of this data provides a little bit more context as to the trends of the students that have gone before them. And so we can see that many of our liberal arts college graduates are going straight into employment, but also a high percentage of them going to graduate school. Some of them going on to do postgraduate service through the Peace Corps, AmeriCorps, Teach for America, Jesuit Volunteer Corps, companies like that. Within our business school, the vast majority are going straight into the workforce, with a smaller percentage going to graduate school. Similar with fine arts, communication and fine arts going straight into employment. A high percentage of our students going into graduate school within the Seaver College of Science and Engineering, in addition to employment. And then almost all students who graduate going from the film and television school straight into employment. So as it's helpful, here is some of the data from the most recent graduating class. One of the final things to share with you as a family member is that we are in constant conversation with universities across the country and the world about how we can do things better and more efficiently and effectively for our students. And so this is just a small sample of the kinds of institutions that we've consulted with, but more importantly, the schools that have reached out to us over the past 4 years to ask us how we're doing things. So whether it comes to our website design, the ways we work with students through Handshake, our Career Treks program, or the ways we even capture and record our student outcomes. These are the institutions that are reaching out to ask us how we've done all of those things, and we're very proud to be one of the most innovative career centers in the country. So as I conclude this presentation, this is what we're aiming for. This is the photo that all of you have to look forward to as family members and parents of the student who will be graduating in just a few years. And to reiterate our commitment from the strategic plan that one of the best measures of our success as a university is what our students are able to do after graduation and who they become. We are ever committed to this, and I hope that you see the programming that I've highlighted for you as evidence of our commitment toward this goal. And as I conclude the presentation, please feel free to follow us on Instagram, on Twitter, and also on Facebook. And if there's anything that you need as a family member or parent of an LMU student around career development, don't hesitate to reach out to us at careers@lmu.edu, to call us at 310-338-2871, or just to follow along with all the exciting programming that there is to offer at careers.lmu.edu.